Well, hello there again, YouTube. Chilling with Twisted 420 here, and we are back with what I feel is a slept on slash underrated piece. A diorama, if you will. Today we're looking at the Iron Studios Guardians of the Galaxy 2 Battle Diorama series. That's right, folks. Now, there's been a couple of videos out on here, but they haven't been in English. So I think I'm like one of the first ones, and this has been out a little while. It just didn't catch on real big. And it's actually kind of hard to find this guy, the Obelisk. I think that's it, right? Obelisk? This guy in the middle, he's really hard to find. Now, you can get all these guys on Amazon on Prime, and they're all like $100, $120 a piece. They're pretty cheap, $89, stuff like that. But this whole set, I found everything on Amazon except for this guy and Rocket and Groot. Had to get it from Pop Cultura over in Australia, but I gotta say the price was reasonable and the shipping was fast. So shout out to those guys. But yeah, this whole setup right here would probably set somebody back, I don't know, 460, 500 bucks. But I gotta say, I am quite impressed. It's a very dynamic scene. If you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy 2, the opening scene, you know what's going on here. We got a little Groot hanging out, dancing. It's a pretty wild little scene, and I think Iron Studios did a pretty good job, for the most part, replicating it. Now, what we're gonna do, since these are individual statues, we're gonna go through one by one, take a look at them individually, and then give you my final verdict. That sound good? All right, we got to start with this monster. And first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to Iron Studios on shipping this thing without any damage. They actually had a styrofoam rod going into the mouth to help stabilize things. Very interesting. But look at all these teeth. He's got a glossy look inside the mouth. Oh, that's nasty. That's what Drax jumped inside. Look at all those teeth, even inside there. Little bitty teeth. And these things are sharp. You don't want to come at them all willy-nilly. But yeah, there's his eyes. And I think they did a really, really good job on this. One thing I thought would be cool, if somebody like bored out the back to make it to where you could hang this on the wall. If you had it hung on the wall like that, had Drax jumping into his mouth, that'd be kind of cool. But man, that thing is awesome. Look at all those teeth. That is it looks so cool. It looks very, very cool. Even got teeth under here. It's just a crazy looking piece. But yep, that's the big boy, the Obelisk. And now let's move on to the rest. All right, next let's check out Rocket and Groot. And we'll look at Groot first. He's chilling there with his cassette player, hanging out. They did good on how small it is. He's really, really, really tiny. But he doesn't stand up straight. On all the other ones I've seen, he stands up straight. Mine leans. One of his feet stick out a little too far for some reason. And he won't stand all the way straight, but not a super big deal. Just something to note. And then we have, I like these bases. They're all clear. You can see light shining through them on the explosion part. I think it's nice. And these tentacles are very glossy and wet looking. They did a really good job on the tentacle, and they have the same kind of teeth on the side. But Rocket looks pretty good. He looks pretty good, especially for 1/10 scale. This is tiny. Got his gun. He's yelling. Got his little rocket thrusters with flames coming out of him, his tail. But the only thing is, he doesn't fit in this peg very well. As you can see, there's a little bit sticking up. He doesn't lay all the way in there. It's not a super big deal, but something worthy of note. But other than that, looking pretty good. And this is the only one that has 2 tentacles on the base. Now we're going to take a gander at Drax. And I got to say, they did it really good on the sculpt. His body, it's all deep edged. Everything's polystone. His boots look really, really good, in my opinion. I think they're nice. And he's jumping off here in a pretty dynamic pose with his knives out. He's ready to get inside of it. You see, the skin on the outside is thicker than the skin on the inside. Therefore, Drax has to penetrate from the inside. Giggity. But yeah, he looks good. You can even see his eyeballs. Like, they're painted. Everything is very, very well done. But yep, that's Drax, people. On to the next one. Next we have Gamora in a very dynamic pose. One leg hanging off. Chilling on a tentacle, just like the rest of them. Only thing I don't care for, her expression, her head sculpt leaves a bit to be desired. I don't think that's a good looking head sculpt of her. Kind of looks like a dude in green. That's, yeah, almost looks like Piccolo. But yeah, her forehead's way too big. Her hairline's too far back. Not a big fan of this portrait. But other than that, you know, she's got her sword. That actually is removable for some reason. And yeah, she's got her rocket thruster. Got a little sword holster on her hip. Boots looking on fleek. Everything else looks pretty good. I just am not a fan of that Rihanna forehead that she's rocking. And last but not least, we got to show love to the homie Star-Lord. He's got his mask in battle mode. He's got his blasters in his hands, and he's coming at that thing. Pants look really nice. They do really good sculpt work sometimes. The paint app looks good. He's got his rocket thrusters back there, and he kind of sits on one of the tentacles, but he pegs in good. No issues. He's not loose or anything. See right there? A little bit of a seam, but not too bad. Not too bad. But yeah, I think Star-Lord looks pretty good. He looks pretty damn good. All right, folks, and there they are in all their glory, reassembled again. I gotta say, overall, I really like this piece. Iron Studio does some of the best dioramas. Like I said, the only complaint I have is the head sculpt on Gamora. Everybody else looks great. Paint apps are good. Sculpts are good. Detail is good. Love all these teeth. I think this is a very underrated statue diorama set right here, people. I like it a lot, and if you're fans of Guardians of the Galaxy, maybe hunt it down. See if you like it. It doesn't break the bank super hardcore, but yeah, folks, that's what I got for you. Until next time, y'all stay sexy out there. I am out.